Class, we get to use a new page in our notebook today when we have not used it all this year, and that is page 8. So go ahead and open to page 8. All right, page 8 is helping us organize. So sometimes in English, we've got our EI, we say EI, but we write IE. But then we also have our AE, that we do not use at the end of English words. And I know those can be a little bit tricky to keep straight. So this page helps us with that. All right, so our first column is, what phonogram is this? Good, EI. We say EI, but we write IE. EI. So we've got a bunch of places to write E's and then a couple for I's. And then this is our, what's this phonogram? Class, good, AE, that we do use at the end of English words. So this is when it's saying E, and then this is when it's saying E. When it comes after a C, it's always going to say E, our AE, that we do not use at the end of English words. All right, so receive is going to go in this column, right? It's saying E, it's after a C. All right, so our very first line here. Let's see, let's start with the first syllable of receive. What's the first syllable? Excellent, re. Go ahead and write that first syllable. Good. And then this is going to help us remember the first two sounds for E, what we're going to write. So for our second syllable, sieve, it's S. Right, E. V. What do we have to add at the end? Good, silent final E, job 2. All right, go ahead and write that second syllable, sieve. And then see if you can do the markings. Don't worry, we're gonna practice this word. Try and have us practice it every day this week. It's harder when we're not in person and we don't have as long, but I know this one, there's a lot we have to remember for it. All right, so we've written and marked receive. Check and make sure you have all the markings. There's a lot of markings. All right, make sure yours looks like that. All right, our next word, class, let's see, I said that we had antonyms. Can you remember the antonyms that we had today? Remember, this might help us if we go to the antonyms page, words that mean the, good, words that mean the opposite. All right, so let's see, our next free line. In the first part, let's write rich. While you're doing that, I'm gonna add in the antonym of push because I didn't have that one written in yet. Oh, oh, oh. All right, so good, we've got rich here. I'll write it for you in just a second so you can check. While I'm doing that, class, tell me what the antonym or the opposite of rich is. Good, it's poor. All right, so here's our rich. Make sure yours looks like that. And then, right, same line, just across the break. We're going to write poor, but wait. How do we say poor to spell it? Good, we have to say poor, poor. All right, and which oo do we use? Good, oo, oo. All right, so go ahead and write and mark poor. Pause the video if you're not finished yet. There we are. All right, our next word, present. All right, now present, we've got two different meanings for present, right? It can be like the thing that someone gives you for a special occasion, but it's also, if I'm taking attendance, if you are not absent, that means if you're not gone, that means you're present, you're here. All right, so present They're spelled the same, they sound the same, but they mean two different things. Class, which of our HHH words is that? Spelled the same, sound the same, mean different things? All right, those are our homonyms. Homonyms. All right, so go ahead and find your homonym column and go down to your first free line. But it's not too big, so we're going to have to write kind of small. Let's see, in present. Class, what's our first syllable? Good, prez. And which z do we use? Good, s, z. All right, write it. What's our second syllable? Good, ent. Nothing to remember for that. Say the sounds while you write them. And then mark it. All right, make sure yours looks like mine. All right, then we'll go ahead and write it and mark it. It's going to be exactly the same on the other column right there. All right, in our first column, let's make that the noun. So I'll just draw a little box with a bow on top of it, because sometimes presents look like that. All right, ooh, okay. All right, nice job, class. Let's see, our next, all right. We also have another HHH word that we learned today. It's an HHH word with a word we learned in the past. All right, and our HHH word is, well, it's the word poor. Poor, like we just did rich and poor. So let's go over to our, and that is a homophone with pour, like to pour a glass of water from a pitcher. So let's go over to our homophones. Let's start with the pour that we did today. How do we say that one to spell it? Good, that one we say pour. And which oo do we use? Good, oo. Go ahead and write our new pour that we learned over there. All right. And then the last pour, we actually learned it last school year, not even just in 2020. And so for that pour, we also say pour to spell it, but for that oo, we use ow, o, oo. All right, so if you can remember ow, o, oo, go ahead and write that pour. All right, and so that's our other pour. It's funny, we say both of them pour to spell it. We just use different oos. Let's see. And then let's write draw a little picture next to this one so we know which pour this is. Gosh, I'm gonna draw a little picture and some water coming out. All right, hopefully yours looks better, but luckily this is not art class. All right, let's see, our next word, let's see. Let's go to page 33 where we have our prefixes and suffixes. All right, so remember a prefix goes before our base word and a suffix goes at the end. All right, so if you don't already have re written for your prefixes, go ahead and write re. So the prefix is re. And the meaning is again, or again, as we would say it to spell it. So if you don't have anything written, go ahead and write re and again. And then for our example, we could write remember. What's the first syllable? Good, re. Second one, good, mem. And third syllable, good, bur. And which is it? Good, the of her. All right, so, and if you already have a return written in like I do, then just go ahead and write and mark remember on your practice paper. All right, let's check it. Remember. All right, nice job, class. I'll see you in our next video.